back to my channel. So we're kicking off sunscreen week or sunscreen 2 weeks. There's a lot of sunscreens to cover. So the first sunscreen we're going to talk about in this video to kick off this series is going to be the new release by Zitsticka. It is their Megashade SPF 50 combination sunscreen. So as always, when I cover sunscreen, I'm going to be talking about ingredients. I'm going to be talking about first application, reapplication on top of itself, and how it works with makeup. So stay tuned for this video, watch it all throughout, and I'm going to answer all your questions about this sunscreen. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask you to please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button on the video. Liking this video helps my video get out there, and each subscribe really helps this channel out. So if you have already, thank you, and if you just hit it, thank you again. First of all, Zitsticka. Zitsticka is basically a brand that prides themselves on acne-prone skincare. They're most known for their micro dart patches that go on active blemishes, where they deliver those ingredients like niacinamide and tranexamic acid and tea tree deep within the pore or into the deep root causes of the pimple itself. They have a lot of other ones for dark spots, some for underground pimples. They're actually pretty good. Albeit Zitsticka does have a little bit of a heavier price tag, but I would say they're around or even less than stuff you would find in Sephora. So this is something new for them because so far they have pimple patches, what they're known for, and they have a sheet mask that I've reviewed on this channel if you want to check it out. And I believe that is it that they have. Oh, and they have the skin discipline pills that I've also reviewed on this channel. So I had to get a sunscreen that was meant for acne prone skin. So let's get into the ingredients of this guy. First of all, I believe this retails for around $36. You can usually get 15% off for this. So it'll come out to close to that price after taxes. So like $30-ish. But you do get 50 ml in here, which I think is actually not bad. But I honestly give this an excuse because it's got so much more going for it than just a sunscreen. So for me, the price makes sense. But basically, it comes in a dropper bottle like this, and you're supposed to shake it up, and it's a combination sunscreen of homosalate and zinc oxide, octinoxate, and octisalate. So a combination sunscreen. And what they say is you're supposed to apply one full dropper bottle onto your skin. And I do that, but then because I feel like it's not enough, I tend to spot treat again or just go over again with another dropper all around my face. So I would say 1.5 to 2 droppers of this, but to play it safe, I would say use 2 full drops of this. This provides SPF 50 coverage, and what's amazing about this is the ingredients, guys. This has every single ingredient an acne-prone individual like myself maybe you would enjoy. It's got niacinamide, so it's gonna help with discoloration and hyperpigmentation and acne. You guys know niacinamide does everything. Then it has tea tree oil, so that's gonna help fight acne. As we all know, tea tree is really good for acne and blemishes and redness. For me, it doesn't work that well, but I like having it, you know, just to have that antibacterial effect. So this sunscreen actually retails for $40, and you can get it for $36 if you subscribe. But usually you can find a coupon code that'll get it for you for like $36. So after taxes, it ends up being like $39 or $40. So this also has a lot of really interesting ingredients aside from the things that we usually use, like niacinamide and tea tree. This also has carrot extract, which is supposed to be very high in vitamin A. This also has cacao plum oil, which is also supposed to be high in vitamin C, so it's going to help fade those dark spots. This also has ceramides and peptides in here for your skin barrier and to soothe redness. So it helps keep your skin in check, as I like to say, for ceramides and peptides. This also has one of my favorite ingredients, colloidal oatmeal, and honestly, that was what sold it for me because colloidal oatmeal is so good for reducing redness, and it's one of those things that a lot of dermatologists even suggest to use because there's a lot of studies on oatmeal and its power to really soothe skin irritation and just provide a high percentage of vitamin E to the skin. Additionally, it has my other favorite study ingredient, green tea extract. So it's also going to protect you and help fade hyperpigmentation and just soothe your skin. And it also has watermelon extract, which we know is very high in amino acids and electrolytes, and is really just supposed to make your skin look really nice and plump and dewy. Of course, it has hyaluronic acid to deeply hydrate your skin, both immediately and throughout the day. And additionally, it also has ferulic acid. And if you know, ferulic acid is a really good skin brightener, but it's also said to be really awesome to use in conjunction with vitamin C. So what I love about this is that it protects you, and it gives you a dewy finish complexion. You'll see in the videos, dewy, dewy, dewy. So lightweight, and it provides vitamin C through different forms. So the cacao plum oil, has vitamin A through the carrot extract, and then it has ferulic acid to kind of balance out the vitamin C content in your skin. And just really, this is like a serum. I mean, it's a serum sunscreen, but it truly acts like a serum and a sunscreen. It is jam-packed with awesome ingredients. I love using this, especially after shaving, so it kind of soothes my skin. And I especially love this just to have a dewy day, and on days that I want to like maybe put a tinted sunscreen on, I put this under it, and it gives me the nicest, dewiest skin. It's really a wonderful formula. But when it comes to the UV protection, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of octinoxate and homosalate. Those tend to irritate my eyes, especially around the orbital bone. So I will say, I wished this was purely zinc. I wished, but I get it. They wanted something lightweight, but if you don't have a problem with those UV filters, then definitely use this around the eye. What I do is I either powder around my eye so that the chemical UV filters don't end up getting into my eye and irritating my eye. I said a lot of eyes, didn't I? Or I put a mineral sunscreen around my orbital bone, let it sink in, set, and then I put this around the rest of my face. And when I reapply this, I try to avoid the eye area again. But those are the ingredients. Aren't those amazing? Are you sold already? Anyways, definitely awesome ingredients, and we're gonna get into the application now. So when it comes to application, definitely the first time around it applies magnificently. It is so easy to apply. It just glides on and just gives you that dewy finish, and you're like, white cast who? There's no white cast. And it really just forms that layer of dewy complexion sunscreen goodness. But the thing is, because it's dewy, it never feels like it settles in. So keep that in mind. It feels like it's on your skin, but also halfway sunk in. It's really nice. But like I said, it's dewy. When it comes to the second application, on top of itself, it worked wonderfully. I was a little worried because it kind of felt like it was kind of sitting on my skin, but no problems. It just went on, applied beautifully, didn't make a white cast a second time. It just sunk in, and I thought that was really, really cool. But when it comes to reapplication and application, and like I said, you gotta use more than one dropper, personally, in my opinion, just because I'm giving that advice out there. I want people to be fully protected. You might run out of this really fast if you start doing reapplication with this. So in my opinion, just to get that dewy complexion, those skincare benefits, and just that nice little first layer, I like using this as a first layer and reapplying my sunscreen with a different sunscreen throughout the day. That's just my opinion, to save you some money, but still benefit from all the goodness in this bottle. So how did it work with makeup? I know a lot of people will be coming here just for that question. Well, as you see in the video, I applied my powder foundation that I use on filming days or just special days I want to go out. And I love that one. It's like butter on the skin. And so I used it with the puff that it's sold with. Sometimes I use a powder brush just to get a little bit more of a diffused effect. But I like using that because it kind of really gets it into the skin opposed to on the skin. But that one works beautifully. Now, that on top of this, I will say it was a little difficult to drag the powder around the face, and I don't like to disrupt my skin too much when I apply something that does not have SPF. Now, if I were applying like a tinted moisturizer with SPF or a concealer with SPF, I wouldn't worry, because if I move or budge my sunscreen, at least what I'm applying has SPF, and it's putting SPF in place of what I just moved. So when it comes to just makeup that has no SPF, I try to pat it on so I'm not moving around my sunscreen. So with that being said, when I do that, it did feel kind of like I was really dragging on my skin. Like I felt like I was getting the sunscreen on the pad puff thing I use. And I felt like I was moving the sunscreen around. So I did not like that, and that's probably due to this kind of sitting more on the skin and really giving you that dewy complexion. Like to the touch, you can feel the dewiness. So when it comes to that, I would say it made it a little patchy. Like I could tell looking in the mirror, I felt like there was more coverage here than there was here, and I tried to make everything look even and just apply naturally. So when it came to this and how I interacted with my powder foundation, it honestly, I didn't really like how it felt. I wouldn't use that powder foundation if I were using this. If I were using this and I were going to use a makeup product, I would probably use a Fenty Skin Tint, and I would probably tap it around. But I wouldn't drag, because I just want that sunscreen to stay evenly and uniformly on my skin. So that's my review on how it looked. You can tell from the footage what you think, if you agree with me, if you don't. But basically, I'm always going to want your sunscreen to stay really, really strongly on your skin. Alright, but that's my review of the Zitsticka Megashade. It's a wonderful sunscreen. I absolutely love it. I definitely recommend you to try it, especially for my acne-prone individuals. It is such a solid one, and it just feels like I'm putting so much goodness onto my skin. The only problem I have with it is the chemical UV filters tend to bother my eye, and it might bother yours, but definitely work with it by using those methods of the powder method or applying a mineral sunscreen around the orbital bone. But all in all, it's a wonderful one. And if you want to have a discount on that, I'm going to put a discount code in the bio. Definitely use it up. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright guys, thank you for joining me and kicking off Sunscreen Week. We're going to get a lot more sunscreen videos after another of new releases, and I really hope you guys enjoy them. So don't miss out on these videos. Hit that subscribe button, give this a like, and get ready for this sunscreen week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how long it's going to go, but I'm going to try to review every single sunscreen I have received and purchased and that just newly got released. Alright guys, have a wonderful day.